it's Marcia, and I have some cards here that we're going to do with some more of the new stamp sets. We're going to be using the Sweet Cupcake, also going to be using Best Birds. And here's another new set, Badges and Banners. I got it in English and French. So we're going to be using those. This is just an 8.5 by 11, cut in half, and then folded in half, and that's our card base. But the first layer is 5.25 by 4 inch, and then the next layer in, like where this orange one is, which is actually Peekaboo Peach, that's, I call that layer 2, 5 inches and 3.75. And then the smallest layer that we're doing all the designs on, layer 3, is 4.75 inches by 3.5 inches. With our first layer, 5.25 by 4 inches, what I'm going to do is, with a Flirty Flamingo, I'm just going to color the edges. I'm going to add a little bit of texture to this by using this one, and that is from the Basic Birds. And I'm just going to like ink just the top portion of it and just go around like this. So that'll be our first layer, and that will be right on there. The second layer, which is 5 inches by 3.75 inches, is going to be our peach color, our Peekaboo Peach. And also with a finger dauber, I'm doing the same thing. Okay, and then the center layer is the 4.75 by 3.5 inch. And this, what I'm going to do, what I do is, like, if I like to get all my stamps set up if I'm going to be doing several, so I'm not in and out of the boxes. And so I have my little shield here. I'm just putting the piercing pad underneath just so I can get a better image when I stamp. So I've got it inked up, but I'm going to stamp off once by just going like that, so it's kind of light. This is the one in French, and I'm going to use it as part of my DSP. So I'm also going to ink it up and stamp off. I'm going to kind of put it here and there and make my own DSP. Flirty Flamingo. Very nice. And also with this Badges and Banners, it comes as a bundle with this punch. This is a great punch. And the punch coordinates with many other stamp sets that are in the new catalog. So when you're lining it up, you don't want to just punch wildly, just kind of place it in there, and if you just kind of give it a halfway of a squeeze, it can kind of hold it in place until you just get it lined up just perfectly. So that looks pretty good. There's that one. With a Peekaboo Peach on this, I am going to do the edge just to bring in that color from the background DSP that we made, and also that second layer that we did. And now for the cupcake. I like to do is to use the darkest element first. That way I can see better when I'm placing. And I'm just going to set that randomly. I'm not even going by the paper yet. It's not necessary. So I got, and just because I want to be able to get it in the same exact spot, I did not move my Stamp-A-Majig. And I've got a nice image there. And now I'm going to do this one here. So I'm going to just line that up there, hold it, place my Stamp-A-Majig, and that was this side. So I've got it inked up, and I'm going to stamp off twice because I want it to be real faint. Really help with that 3D. See? Perfect. I'm going to go do this one. And you really can do them whichever order it works best for you. Just, you know, play around with them and see what you like and how you like it. So I've got that one. And that's that one. So I'm going to just stamp off once and see if that's dark enough. I think I could probably do it again. I like that. Dapper Denim. So I'm just going to, this one's pretty dark, so I don't really need to do it twice, or otherwise I could place my Stamp-A-Majig right there and be able to reposition it exactly where it goes. So I've got that there. Now we're going to do, so I'm going to get it lined up, get that there. Put my little guy right here. Got a solid print. I'm going to stamp off twice. Perfect. And now I will get this and place this one, which is the middle one. So I've got that lined up. There's our medium one. And it's, I moved it just a bit by accident, but that's okay, and I'll show you why here shortly. I want to do some little flowers. So I have the flowers, and that one is out of the Best Birds, and I'm going to do flowers with the Peekaboo Peach. Because don't you ever buy the cupcake muffin papers that have designs on them? So I thought, why not make my own? Sweet Cupcake comes with in a bundle with the dies. Now we can get the 2 dies. And then we'll place them onto the Big Shot. And so you just kind of space it right in there, and it'll be okay with the color being off even just a little bit. So this goes to the Big Shot. So now that I've got them cut out, what I'm going to do, the Flirty Flamingo, I'm going to do the edge of this one. And then this one I'm also going to do with the same color. So now we have all our elements here. I'm going to apply these layers with the Tombow glue. I really like using the Tombow glue as opposed to some of the snail adhesives because you have a little bit of time to slide them this way or that way if you don't just place it perfectly the first time, and I really appreciate that. Now before I tie this one down, I'm going to make a bow like we did here. On this one, all I did was take a length of ribbon. I just tied a square knot, and after I got the knot tied here and pulled tight, I cut it here, and then I can lay it whichever way I like. Maybe we'll go across like we did the blue one. So we can go, or we can go up here like I did the other one and put the shield right over it. But I think I'm going to just put this dead center. I'm going to go ahead and put this bow on diagonally across like the blue bow was, and I'm going to put a little bit of snail adhesive on the front side just to kind of tack it in place there, and it is invisible so you can't see it. And then I'll just get it right up to the corner of the card, and I'm going to flip it around. And you can tape it first after you flip it around and then trim it, or you can trim the ribbon first and then tape it. And then after I tape it, I make sure that there's no tape showing, and I trim that off as well. Right here I'm just using the snail adhesive for the underside of the bow part. That way just to tack it down in place and you can't even see it. It works really great. And now I'm going to use the Tombow glue again and place on this final layer. Can put that up there. Get out my dimensionals. Just kind of place it where you think that looks nice. The cupcake bottom, I just kind of do it with a tape. I don't need it to be raised up or have dimension like I want the frosting to be. And you could add a sentiment on here, or you could just put on the inside, or you could have had something different up in here as well. Now what I like to do is take the dazzling details, just retired, and I'm going to put some, kind of follow along those swirls, and then I will give it some time to dry because it does not dry super fast. And when you have some things that just don't stick well, this also makes great glue, which I was told by. Maybe add a little star here, some little glitter on there. I like it. Just add a little bit of bling on there. And there we go. Looks pretty close. Just has, instead of tempting turquoise, it has the new in color Dapper Denim. Thanks so much for watching my video. I really appreciate you, and I hope you have a very blessed day.